Hi, I have got today a recording of the Earth sequence and a workshop before we do Earth sequence for people who aren't familiar with it. So let's talk about Earth sequence first. It's a beautiful practice, a real favorite in classes, which is why I try not to do it too often because I don't want people to get bored of it in class, but also it's a nice one to take home and build a personal practice around. So, anyone who's practiced yoga in a class environment with a teacher who they've got to know, one of the things we love to do is encourage people to have some small aspect of their yoga in their daily life or most days, just something to keep all of those really nice benefits of the yoga alive and with you the whole time. So Earth Sequence is a really beautiful one. It's also amazing because it's so accessible and you can do it before you go to bed at night. For me, that's my favorite time to do Earth Sequence. Helps you sleep, helps to bring some equilibrium in with breathing, breath synchronized movements, or moving meditation, some people call it. Or you can, in fact, do it in the morning and use it as a way of livening up and coming back to life. So before we go any further, for those of you who are familiar with Earth Sequence and you just enjoy having the guided practice, so it feels like you're practicing with someone and you can let go and not have to think about it, then I will put the time code for the actual practice in the description of this video. And that way you can just skip all the workshopping of all the stuff that you already know. For people who are new to it, all you really need for Earth Sequence is somewhere to stand and move in quite freely. Normally when we want to do a yoga flow, I sort of say you can adjust the arms and do what you need to have space, but it is really nice if you can spread your arms out wide and forward. So aside from that, you're all right. A stable surface is a good idea, but you can manage your cope. The only accessibility issues would be if you can't stand, if you have joint issues, knees, hips, then there are going to be some variations available for you. But the main thing about Earth Sequence is if you can't do one of the main movements, because it's a series of forward folds essentially, you can stick with the one that you were doing before that worked for you. So I will show you the main elements, we'll workshop it, and then we'll do the whole sequence together because it's nice to try and do it seamlessly. And the more you practice it, the more you'll find that it's absolutely easy, that the rhythm is there. The breathing practice follows through the whole thing, and you'll be able to do it without a video if you want to. So let's get started. So I'll move my microphone so that you can hear me. It's a beautiful sunny day in Bristol, which means that the light's going to move around. We're just going to have to live with that. This is the payoff for sunny days. It's a nice day to practice yoga. So here we go. Let's start with the breathing pattern. So with Earth Sequence, there is a moving breath synchronized movement pattern, and it's the same all the way through, and we just change how the body moves as we follow that pattern. So we'll have a look at it now. Loosely weaving the fingers together in front of you. On the inhale, draw the hands up towards the throat. You can raise the elbows if you want, but keep it as relaxed as you like. As you exhale, soften the hands back down. As you inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. No clenching, no pushing or pulling. And then as you exhale, circle the arms down in any way that feels good for you. So it's like you're drawing a circle around yourself. And then you just follow that pattern all the way through. Inhaling, hands to the throat. Exhaling, hands soften down. Slowly, just balancing the breath. Inhaling to sweep forward and up. And exhaling to circle the arms down. And so that's your breathing pattern all the way through. As we go through, we introduce some forward folds. So I'll work sideways. So when you're doing the practice, you can face one direction. I will rotate because it's easier for you to see the shape that I'm making so you can understand the nature of the folds. So on this, we do the breathing pattern for 3 rounds, then for 3 rounds on each of the next forward folds. So if you want to try them, you can follow along and just do one so you get a sense of it. We inhale to draw the hands towards the throat. As we exhale, we go for a very soft forward fold, which means bum is bent, knees are bent, and we soften down and we don't go all the way to the floor. It's just a really soft stretch. On an inhale, you soften the knees a little bit more and sweep the arms up, and then exhale to circle out. So we do that one more time. Inhaling to draw the hands towards the throat. Exhaling to a very soft forward fold, knees bent, bum back, not to the ground. Inhale, soften, reach forward and come up. Ever so light and airy. Arms down by the sides on the exhale. So that's the first fold. The second fold is similar. It comes all the way down to the floor with knees bent. So let's run through that. Inhaling, bringing the hands up towards the throat. Exhaling, soft forward fold and bend those knees if you can, all the way to the ground. Get the palms to feel the earth beneath you. And then inhale to sweep forward and up. We still need to use the legs. Bend the knees to come up. Exhale, circle the arms down. Let's do that again. Inhale, hands up to the throat. Exhale, bend the knees, scoop down. And of course, you don't have to go to the floor if you can't. Inhale, sweep forward and up. Nice scoop. And exhale to circle out. So the third fold is a standing forward fold. So the idea is that you keep your legs a little bit longer and hinge from the hips. For many people, it's not possible to fully straighten your legs. They don't have to, they just feel a little longer than they do in the previous 2 rounds. So let's have a look at that. Inhale, you bring the hands up towards the throat. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, a nice flat back. All the way down to wherever you get to. So I'm coming all the way down to the floor, but most people do not get anywhere near. Doesn't matter where you get to. If you feel any pain at the backs of the legs, near the bum, the knee, the ankle, you got to keep that bend in the knees, just a little bit of a bend there. So we go, we're all the way down in our standing forward fold. As we scoop up, bending the knees and reaching forward and up. And then exhaling to circle out. Let's do that again. Inhale, hands come to the heart. Exhale, hinge from the hips, nice flat back. I won't go all the way down this time. Inhale, soften the knees and reach forward and up. There we go. Standing forward fold. Exhale, circle out. Third round is a squat. So this is different for different people. If you can squat, then you can shuffle your feet out a little wider if you want to. As you come down into your squat, either any variation of a squat that you like, you can allow your heels to lift. So it would be a mistake to try and keep your feet flat on the floor if they don't want to. And then you need that strength to come back up. So you don't do a deep squat if it hurts your knees or your hips. If you know that a squat is never going to happen for you, then the feet go out a little wider, toes point out so the knees are in line with the second toe, and you reach up. You go into your high squat with a flat back, tailbone tucked under. Flat back, tailbone tucked under. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to circle out. So I'll do 2 rounds of each of those, just so you can try it. Feet under the hips, or wider for a deep squat. Inhale, hands to the throat. Exhale, squat. Heels maybe come up. Inhale, reach up. Stabilize as you come. And then exhale, circle out. Let's try that one more time in the deep squat. Inhale, hands to the throat. Exhale, soften down into your squat. You can hear my knees clicking. Inhale and reach up. Clicking is all right. Exhale, circle out, as long as there's no pain. So we don't want clicks if there's pain, but otherwise clicking is fine. I like to hear a bit of percussion in my classes when we do these sort of things. The high squat, let's practice that a couple of times. You might actually just prefer the high squat, especially if you're looking to strengthen up your glutes and thighs. It's as much a choice as what you're able to do. So inhale, hands towards the throat. Exhale, high squat. Doesn't matter how low you go for this, I've gone quite low. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, circle out. Let's do that again. I won't go quite so deep this time. Inhale, hands towards the throat. Exhale, squat. See, a little shallower. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, circle out. Lovely. So when we've done the squats, which is the 4th section, the fourth folding section. And we go into a wide leg position for a warrior style movement. And this is usually where people get a little bit confused. It's just getting used to the movement. It's not difficult at all. It's just as you practice, you will become accustomed to how your leg moves as you do this. So we rotate round, we turn one foot to the short edge of the mat, and then we need to rotate the body round so that the hips are facing the short edge of the mat, which means that your back foot will need to rotate itself as well. If you make sure that your feet are still on tram lines and they're not lined up, your balance will be better, and you don't need to go as wide as this. You can actually keep it quite shallow, depending on how you're feeling on the day. So hips are facing the short edge of the mat, same arm movement, but now we're going to introduce this little leg movement as well. Really important, we're not pushing forward with the upper body, we're just generally trying to keep the upper body upright. So there's a line of axis, the upper body running from top to bottom in a straight line. The legs are the part that are moving forward and back. There'll always be a little bit of movement, but I do often see people lunging into the distance. We just keep them quite upright. All right, so here we go. Inhale, hands towards the throat. As you exhale, sweep the arms down and forward and bend the knee so it comes just over the ankle. Sometimes it overshoots, but just over the ankle is enough. And then inhale, draw the arms up and lengthen the leg. Exhale to circle out. Let's do that again. Inhale, hands towards the throat. Exhale, sweep forward, bend the knee. And then inhale, sweep up, lengthen the leg. And exhale to circle out. And then we swizzle the legs around. So turn the legs, try it on the other side, just to help bed it in. Get used to arranging your feet, taking time to make these little adjustments for stability, because you need to rotate those hips. Okay, let's go again. Inhale, hands towards the throat. Exhale, sweep forward, bend the knee. Quite useful to have a video to check that I'm doing it right. And then inhale to reach up, lengthen the leg. Exhale to circle out. Do that again, just to have another go, another practice on this side. Inhale, hands to the throat. Exhale, sweep forward, bend the knee. Inhale, reach up, lengthen the leg. And exhale, circle out. So the lovely thing is that all of those movements, as you become accustomed to them, they start to become seamless. So you feel like you're flowing, the body feels like it's liquid, it starts to flow with the breath. There are days when it just doesn't go that way, but you know that it's there in the body, that you can just flow through and actually be quite free with it. If you start by using good alignment, then eventually you can bring a little bit of freedom in to do with whether your alignment pushes a little bit in either direction. But that's about you getting used to and understanding what the comfort levels of your joints are, how mobile they are, and when you're pushing too far. So when we finish, I always finish with a nice standing forward fold, wide legs, and then we can stay there. So it's an inversion, which means that if you have blood pressure issues, glaucoma, you might just want to miss this one out because we will be staying down, or you might want to go down and then sweep up quite fluidly. So let's do both of those. It's really important to not overcook this. You will take your legs out as wide as is comfortable for you. I love a wide leg forward fold, so I tend to go usually quite wide, and sometimes I regret it and have to shuffle in again. That's okay. You have your toes pointing forwards with the outer edges of the feet lined up with the edges of the mat, more or less, as long as it's not twisting your knees or your hips awkwardly. So let's go. Inhaling, draw the hands towards the throat. Exhale, we're going to hinge from the hips. So you're drawing the bum back and you're coming down with a really nice flat back. All the way down to wherever you get to. So for me, yeah, I get all the way down to the ground because that is how my muscles and joints are made, and years of practice. Many people will be here somewhere with the hands on the shins or even on the thighs. It's fine, it's fine. You do not push to get to the ground. The ground is not the objective in any yoga. So for me, I'm all the way down here. If you're higher up, you can rest your hands, either let them dangle, you can cradle your arms, you can rest your hands on your ankles, your shins, or your thighs, but not your knees. If you're all the way down in a forward fold and it feels really great,
And place your hands on the floor in line with the toes. And then exhale, relax those shoulders back. Exhale, and if you want to go deeper, you can just start to gently push your hands into the ground and push them forward. And you will deepen that fold. So for me, sometimes I can almost get my head to the ground. Today I'm not at one, so this is exactly where I'm going, and this is where I'm staying. So when we're here for a few breaths, just enjoying the freedom, relaxing the upper body, all of the work is happening in the lower body and gravity is helping with that. So try not to claw the feet or anything, just keep everything very soft. Take some really nice deep breaths, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck, relaxing the arms. You can have a wiggle. I always think if you're doing anything like this is a good opportunity to wiggle a little bit, get rid of some tension. When we come up, there are two options. So the safest option is to pull heels in, point the toes out, bend the knees. And if you're not feeling, if you feel like you want to just keep it a bit more relaxed, you can bring your hands to your thighs and lift your head and come up with a nice flat back. So that's one method. It's always good to lift your head first because it's just going to help your blood pressure to stabilize. You're not uncurling, we're always unfolding in my classes. If you're down here and you want a little bit more strength, pressing into the feet on an exhale, or even an inhale, it doesn't matter too much. Lift the head first, and then come up with a flat back. So that does take significantly more strength. So do the method that feels right for you on the day. Quite often when you come up from a deep fold, when you've been down for a while, you get a head rush, which is fun in its own way, but also it can be disorienting. So just give yourself some time. So those are the two, that's the two variations on the endings. Only work within your limits. Don't feel like you even have to do the whole thing. It's just there. Quite often in classes, if I want to skip formal breathing practices but regulate people's breaths, I will literally just do the breathing. And it may be if you've had a tough day and you're tired and you're feeling stressed, that just coming to your mat or even sitting on a chair or in bed and following the breathing pattern for as long as you need to is going to help to regulate your nervous system, bring everything down a notch and just calm the thoughts and bring the focus into a more aligned place, somewhere that is connected with the breath and the body, which is how we work in yoga. It's bottom up. It's about using the body and the breath to regulate the nervous system. So you heard me chatter on about it. This is the time where we start and actually do the practice. So let's come to our first standing position. Feet either underneath the hip joints. So remember your hip joints are at the front of the body, not on the sides. Feet under hip joints, shoulders back and relax. You gently draw the chin inwards and upwards and don't tense up at all. This is very chill. Let's weave the fingers together. And we shall start. Inhale, I'm going to draw the hands towards the throat. Exhale, hands come down. Slowly. Inhale, reach forward and up. And exhale, circle out. 2 more times. Inhale, hands towards the throat. Exhale, hands press down. Inhale, hands reach forward and up. And exhale, circle out. 1 more. Inhale, hands towards the throat. Exhale, hands press down. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hands circle out. You stay where you are, I'm going to turn to the sides. Inhale, hands towards the throat. Exhale, very soft forward fold. Bend the knees, bum back, hands don't come to the ground. Inhale, soft knees, reach up. Exhale, circle the arms out. Inhale, hands to the throat. Exhale, soft forward fold, very soft. Inhale, reach forward and up.
Exhale, circle out. One more time. Inhale, hands to the throat. Exhale, very soft forward fold. Inhale, reach forward and up. And exhale, circle out. Soft forward fold to the ground if you can. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, soft forward fold all the way down to the ground, if that's possible. Inhale, scoop forward and up. Exhale, circle out. Inhale. Exhale, soft forward fold to the ground. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, circle out. Let's do one more. Inhale, hands to the throat. Exhale, soft forward fold. Inhale, reach forward and up. And exhale, circle out. Standing forward fold, hinge from the hips. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hinge forward. Remember to bend the knees if you need to. You don't have to go to the ground. Inhale, soften the knees to sweep up. Exhale, circle out. Two more. Inhale, hands to the throat. Exhale, hinge from the hips, standing forward fold. Inhale, soften the knees, reach up. Exhale, circle out. Last one. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, soften up. Exhale, circle out. So it's time for our squats. You choose the squat that you like. Shuffle the feet if you need to. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, squat down. Click your knees. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, circle out. Two more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, circle out. Enjoy the helicopters overhead. Never happens, happens today. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, circle out. You stay where you are, step the legs out a little wider, and turn the right foot towards the short edge of the mat, shuffle the hips around. Just take a moment to arrange yourself. Inhale, long leg. Inhale, hands to the heart. Exhale, bend the knee, sweep forward. Inhale, reach up, lengthen the leg. Exhale, circle out. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, reach forward. Bend the knee. Inhale, reach up. Lengthen the leg. Exhale, circle out. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend the knee. Reach forward. Inhale, reach up, lengthen that leg. And exhale, circle out. Switch sides. Just wiggle those legs around. Take a moment, get a nice position. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, reach forward, bend the knee. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, circle out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, circle out. Let's turn both feet forward. Ready for a standing forward fold. Make your adjustments based on how you enjoy it, what feels good for you. Inhale, hands towards the throat. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Just lengthen the spine forward, soften down to wherever is comfortable for you. And just as you settle, you can do whatever feels good with your hands. Take a moment to wiggle out any tension in the neck and the shoulders. You can imagine that any tension is just pouring off the upper body into the ground, really relaxed. And remember, you can soften, you can turn the toes out and the knees. If that feels better. If you want that deeper stretch, let's put the hands on the floor, shoulders back, and gently ease into a deeper fold, if that works for you. This is not in any way an objective. You've got to find your sweet spot. Breathe. And come up whenever you're ready. Don't overcook it. And when you are ready to come out, you can either bring the heels in, point the toes out, bend the knees and make your way up slowly, or on an inhale, press into the feet. And let's just reach forward and up. Take the arms out wide, circle all the way up towards the ceiling, palms together, and the heel toe in, and bring the hands to heart center. Pause. You can rest your thumbs on your breastbone if that works for you. Have a nice deep breath, few breaths, and just take some time standing comfortably to absorb the rhythm of Earth sequence, the breathing pattern, to take a moment and notice if you feel any different than when you started without judging the answer. Could be that you do, could be that you don't, maybe you feel worse, maybe you feel better. It's just all information. So thank you for joining me today. And as always, if you have any questions about any of this, any queries, then just give me a shout.